Are you ready to unlock the secrets of body language? Because today we are diving deep into how to read people better and seriously level up your communication game.
Ooh, I like it.
I'm excited about this one.
You too.
We have got 3 awesome sources lined up.
Okay.
A YouTube video from the Diary of a CEO featuring Vanessa Van Edwards, a behavioral investigator.
Cool.
A Wired YouTube video where former FBI agent Joe Navarro breaks down body language cues, and a TEDx talk by Lynn Franklin, another body language expert, on actually reading minds through body language.
Wow. Okay, so
Get ready
we've got a lot to cover.
to decode everything from subtle hand gestures to powerful postures.
Yeah.
Because you're about to walk away with some practical tips to boost your charisma and make a real impact.
It's amazing how much we communicate without even saying a word.
Right.
Think about it. Have you ever gotten a vibe from someone before they even spoke?
All the time.
That's body language in action.
Absolutely. And Vanessa Van Edwards goes even further, arguing that successful people don't just understand body language, they actually weaponize it.
Interesting.
She gives examples of CEOs using specific gestures to command attention during presentations, and even negotiators subtly mirroring their counterparts' movements to build rapport.
That makes sense, especially when you consider that 82% of our first impressions are based on warmth and competence.
Yeah,
It's not just about what you say, but how you say it.
right.
Your body language, tone of voice, even your word choices all play a huge role in how people perceive you.
And here's where it gets really mind-blowing.
Okay.
Van Edwards describes a study where being around high performers actually boosts your own performance by 15%.
Really?
But get this, being near low performers can decrease it by a whopping 30%.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that crazy?
It all because of something she calls the cue cycle.
Okay.
Essentially, negative cues can trigger a downward spiral impacting your confidence in interactions.
Right.
It can almost feel like this contagious negative energy.
Yeah.
But there's good news.
Okay. Okay.
By intentionally using positive cues and becoming aware of the cue cycle, you can actually break free from those negative patterns and start projecting more confidence.
I love that.
You really can take control of your nonverbal communication.
Okay, now let's switch gears to Joe Navarro and his incredible insights from his time in the FBI. He talks about the power of handshakes, especially that first moment of physical contact. It's crazy how much a simple handshake can reveal about someone.
Navarro discovered that handshakes actually trigger the release of bonding chemicals in our brains.
Wow.
It's a subconscious process that influences whether we instinctively like or dislike someone.
Interesting.
It's like our brains are making a snap judgment based on that initial physical interaction.
And in the Wired video, they show this fascinating example of people adjusting their spacing when they talk about their comfort zones.
Right.
It made me wonder, have you ever noticed yourself subtly shifting your position during a conversation?
Yeah.
I know I have.
We all do it.
Yeah.
It's a way of unconsciously communicating our comfort levels through personal space. Navarro emphasizes understanding these nonverbal cues,
Yeah.
especially in his line of work, where reading people accurately can be crucial.
Absolutely.
Imagine being able to tell if someone is being truthful just by observing their body language.
That would be incredible.
Right.
He even talks about analyzing poker players and how their hand placement, chip shuffling, even the speed of their movements can give away so much information. It's like having a window into their minds.
Think about it. Those seemingly insignificant movements can be just as telling as a verbal confession, according to Navarro.
Right.
We often leak information through our body language without even realizing it.
Now let's bring in Lynn Franklin and her amazing TEDx talk, where she breaks down people into 3 main thinking styles based on, you guessed it,
Body language.
body language.
She calls them lookers, listeners, and touchers.
Okay.
It's a really intriguing system for understanding how people process information and how best to communicate with them.
So give us an example.
For instance, lookers, who make up about 75% of the population, really value eye contact.
Okay.
Then there are the listeners, who tend to look down and to the left when they're trying to recall sounds.
Okay.
And touchers, the smallest group, are all about feeling and connection.
And she brings it to life with such vivid examples, like how listeners might say, that rings a bell, while lookers might say, I see what you mean.
It's so true.
It makes you wonder, what category do you fall into?
Right.
And have you ever noticed these patterns and others?
What's really cool is that Franklin emphasizes tailoring your communication to each thinking style,
Okay.
using visual language for lookers, auditory words for listeners, and feeling-based language for touchers can create a deeper understanding and connection.
Right.
Imagine how much more effective you could be in your conversations if you could speak directly to someone's preferred thinking style.
That totally reminds me of what Van Edwards said about neural networks.
Oh, yeah.
It's fascinating how we unconsciously associate certain words and images with specific feelings and experiences. And by understanding these networks, we can choose language and imagery that resonate with specific individuals.
This is especially relevant for things like online dating profiles.
Ooh, interesting.
Think about the images and words you use.
Okay.
Are they attracting the right people, or are you inadvertently sending the wrong signals?
Right.
It's all about understanding how our subconscious minds react to different cues.
So we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
We've learned that successful people use body language strategically.
Yes.
Handshakes are like these mini chemical bonding rituals.
Yeah.
And different people think and process information in distinct ways, revealing their preferences through their body language.
It really begs the question, how can you use this knowledge to create more positive and impactful interactions in your own life?
Let's explore some practical techniques you can start using right away to boost your charisma and confidence.
I'm ready.
Me too.
Yeah.
I love that Vanessa Van Edwards is so open about her journey as a self-proclaimed recovering awkward person. She intentionally learned to use body language to increase her confidence and charisma, and now she's teaching others to do the same. It's a great reminder that these skills can be learned.
Absolutely. It's inspiring to see how she transformed herself. And what's great is that she and Lynn Franklin both offer some really practical tips anyone can start using right away.
One technique that stood out to me was the triple nod.
Oh, yeah, the triple nod.
Van Edwards says using a slow, deliberate triple nod encourages people to talk longer and share more. It shows genuine interest and makes them feel heard.
Yeah, it's like a nonverbal way of saying, tell me more, I'm really listening.
Exactly.
And that can be so powerful in building rapport.
For sure. And when it comes to warmth, they both talk about the importance of an authentic smile. Not a fake grin,
Right.
but a genuine expression that lets your joy and connection shine through. Have you ever noticed how a genuine smile can completely change the energy of an interaction?
It's contagious.
It is.
Smiling actually triggers the release of endorphins in both the person smiling and the person receiving the smile.
Wow.
It creates a positive feedback loop of good feelings.
I also love Van Edwards' term leans.
Leans.
Subtly leaning in towards someone during a conversation shows you're engaged, but you have to be careful with this one, right?
Definitely leaning in too far or too quickly can come across as aggressive or intrusive. It's all about finding that sweet spot where you're showing interest without invading someone's personal space.
And you know what else she mentions is this idea of question inflection.
Oh, yeah, I hate that.
I know I do it all the time.
It's so annoying.
Where your voice rises at the end of a statement, making it sound like a question.
Right.
It can undermine your authority and make you seem less confident.
That's a really common habit people have, especially when they're feeling unsure of themselves. But if you focus on ending your sentences with a downward inflection, it projects more confidence and authority.
I'm totally guilty of that. I'm going to have to start paying more attention to my inflection. And of course, posture plays a huge role too. Both Van Edwards and Franklin recommend adopting an open and expansive posture.
Yes, taking up space.
Yeah.
Keeping your shoulders relaxed and your spine straight. Not only does it make you look more confident, it can actually make you feel more confident too.
Yeah.
It's like your body language is sending a message to your brain.
It's amazing how our physical state can influence our mental state.
It really is.
And speaking of feeling confident, I was so happy to hear Van Edwards talk about the importance of imperfection in personal branding.
Yeah.
It's such a refreshing perspective.
In a world where everyone's trying to project this perfect image on social media, showing vulnerability can actually make you more relatable and trustworthy people connect with authenticity.
Totally. It's like those perfectly curated Instagram feeds start to feel fake after a while. You want to see the real person behind the image. So thinking about all of this, what specific situations do you find challenging? Which of these techniques could you try out to make a positive difference in your interactions?
Maybe you struggle with public speaking or want to improve your networking skills. Or maybe you just want to feel more confident in everyday conversations.
Whatever your goals, remember that body language is a powerful tool you can use to your advantage. By recognizing cues, adapting your communication style, and practicing these techniques, you can become more persuasive, charismatic, and successful in all areas of your life.
One thing Joe Navarro talked about that I find fascinating is the idea of becoming a body language detective.
Oh, that's cool.
He encourages people to observe others in everyday settings, like at a coffee shop, on the train, or in meetings, and pay close attention to their nonverbal cues.
That's such a cool idea. I'm going to start doing that.
It's like a fun game you can play anywhere.
Yeah.
And the more you observe, the better you become at reading those subtle signals.
And don't be afraid to experiment.
Yes.
Try using the triple nod. Practice your authentic smile. Pay attention to your posture. See what works for you and what feels natural.
That's great advice. It's all about finding your own personal style of charisma, bringing out the best version of yourself without trying to be someone you're not.
Body language is just one piece of the communication puzzle.
Right.
It works in tandem with your words, your tone of voice, and your overall presence to create a cohesive and compelling message. It really is like putting together all the pieces of a puzzle. You got the words, the tone, the body language, and when you bring them all together effectively, it's like magic.
It is. And just like any skill, mastering body language takes practice, the more you pay attention to your own nonverbal cues and those of others, the better you'll become at reading and understanding the subtle signals we're all sending.
That makes sense. It's like anything you want to get good at, the more you practice, the more natural it becomes.
Yeah.
But it can be a little overwhelming to think about all these different techniques. Where do you even start?
One thing that really helped me was focusing on one specific area at a time.
Oh.
For example, if you tend to slouch, make a conscious effort to sit up straight and maintain good posture for a week. See how it makes you feel. Or if you're working on being a better listener, practice using the triple nod and see how it affects your conversations.
That's a great idea. It's much easier to make lasting changes when you focus on one thing at a time. And remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about making progress.
Exactly. Don't get discouraged if you slip up or forget to use a certain technique. Just keep practicing and be patient with yourself. It takes time to develop new habits.
This whole deep dive has been incredibly eye-opening. I feel like I have a new awareness of how much we communicate without even realizing it.
And think about how this knowledge can empower you in different areas of your life. Maybe you can use it to improve your relationships, advance your career goals, or simply have more fulfilling interactions with everyone you meet.
It really makes you think about all the possibilities. Knowing how to read body language and use it effectively can be a game changer in so many ways.
Absolutely.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into body language, we want to leave you with this thought, now that you're aware of the power of nonverbal communication. How will you use this knowledge to create more positive and impactful connections in your own life?
It's been an amazing journey exploring this topic with you, and we hope you've gained some valuable insights that will help you navigate the world with more confidence and awareness. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the fascinating world of body language.